So today I want to talk to you about marriages and what happens when you, as an immigrant, marry a U.S. citizen. Okay. Well, now gay marriage is illegal. So you have people doing all kinds of things. You have men marrying men who are not gay. You have women marrying women who are not gay to become citizens. Okay. So the first thing that immigration thinks when they see a piece of paper come across their desk for someone to become a citizen out of a marriage is that this person is paid the other person to get their citizenship. Okay, so the first thing they do is they smell a rat. They're like, okay, all right, this person is really not in love with this person. Person probably knows nothing about this person, and some exchange of money was made. Okay, so and these things really do happen. So what you have to do if your marriage is legal and it is true, it is made out of love, you have to make sure that you realize that your life is going to be interrogated and the other person's life is going to be interrogated, and that you um, love this person so much and the person loves you so much that they're prepared for what you're about to go through. Okay? It's very intrusive. They're going to come to your house. They're going to find out whether or not you have photos together, whether or not you have clothes in the same household, meaning pants, shirt, that you all know each other by colors. If you can uh, answer whether or not you know the other person's favorite color, whether or not you know the person's place of business, whether or not this person, information about whether or not this person is going to college, going to high school, and whether or not you can state what high school or college this person is going to. Like I said, they think right away that you are committing some sort of a fraud, and they want to catch you if you're committing some sort of a fraud. And they want to end your path of trying to get citizenship and what they would consider in some sort of illegal ways. Okay, so um, there are different places that you can go to in terms of charities um, that will do or provide you with free information that will lead you on the right path in terms of what um, answers that you have to or you'll be up against when an immigration officer knocks on your door and they want to rummage through your belongings in your apartment to try to figure out whether or not you know this person, whether or not you have, as I said before, photos laying around of each other, um, whether or not the person knows your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your mother, father, uh, you know, and I'm talking about both sides of the fence. And if they find that you cannot give them this information and they see that you're misleading in some way, they are going to deny your application and your path to getting a citizenship will end abruptly. If you are a if you are trying to get also married to an American citizen and you have committed a crime, it will not help you. There is no way the U.S. government is going to give you a citizenship if you are already deportable without even getting married. If you have children here, that also does not make you automatically become a citizen. They're citizens because they were born here, but that doesn't make you a citizen in any way, shape, or form. And as I said, marriage is not going to be a cure for your problem that you have in terms of facing deportation or, solve that situation in any kind of a way. Okay? Um, as I said too, is that if you have any sort of problems with your funds to get your papers filed, and a lot of the reliefs that you qualify for are going to cost money, you can file a waiver form to waive the fee, and immigration will accept it. They will let you know that the waiver has been accepted, and they will follow through on the path of giving you your citizenship or your relief of any kind. Just to remember that any kind of immigration issues that you have, that you shouldn't go to a lawyer and pile over a bunch of money to an attorney, because attorneys are waiting and willing and able to take your money, and a lot of them understand that you don't have anything coming, and a lot of you do have a whole lot coming, but some of them are not fully well versed on these immigration laws and the changes that these immigration laws have for them to recognize that you are in fact a citizen, or you can become a U.S. citizen. See, my situation happened where I went to an attorney, and the attorney got me my relief, and that was through a 212C waiver form. That's what I mentioned to you in my first video. Then what happened is, after I got the relief, I went to another attorney, which I'd never mentioned in any of my videos, to find out whether or not there was any way possible for me to become a U.S. citizen. That's one of the reasons why I'm so adamant about making these videos and getting the message across, to let you know what I went through and where I am now. Okay, so the second attorney that I went to, I told her, I said, hey, listen, can you find out whether or not I can become a citizen? Well, she said, give me $1,000 and I will research it for you and I'll let you know. Well, 30 days later, she called me, and she told me to come to her office. And when I went to her office, she told me, with me seated, she said, I'm sorry, but there's nothing that I can do for you. And she gave me back $150, and I went on my merry way. So here it was, I went to this attorney, and she didn't even know that I was a citizen at the time. And it took me several years after that to find out that I was in fact a U.S. citizen. And she probably would have charged me to do my N600, which is what I ended up doing, over $6,000, and I did it for free. Once again, you have to be extremely careful when you consult these attorneys, because they are really out to line their pockets, and they're really not out to help. They don't have this burning desire, conviction in their heart to help you. A lot of them, they are really tired and asleep with the whole situation, because they think that there's really no hope. They think that a lot of people are coming to them asking them for help, which they can't really give them. And so they sell you these false promises and false hopes, making you think that you can get some sort of relief. And it's all a bunch of lies. And then maybe $10,000 later, $20,000 later, because these immigration lawyers are not cheap. I'm telling you, they are not cheap. I'm talking about 20 years ago, I spent $10,000 for an attorney to try to find me some relief. And, so 20 years ago, $10,000, you can just imagine what it is now. And they will take your money. They have no problems with sitting there across from you, selling you these false hopes, false promises, and not doing anything for you. And this is exactly what happened to me twice. It wasn't an attorney that gave me my relief. It was a gentleman, a fellow Jamaican who, through my times of troubles, educated me to this situation. So you can just imagine how I felt when, someone who wasn't a professional is telling me that I am able to file for a relief that a professional who I'd paid monies to couldn't tell me. I just never believed him at all. So, a lot of people who are just regular people know a lot more than these immigration lawyers do. The immigration lawyer who helped me in the beginning, when he got me the 212C waiver form, which does not exist anymore. If you get yourself in trouble, there is no relief at all. He no longer practices even immigration law because the laws change so often and they're so difficult to understand. And as I was saying over and over again in, a couple of my other videos, the fact is that they don't really sit down and they don't really research who you are, where you came from, how you got here, and where you are now. The only thing that they're concerned with is this little 5-liner question that they ask you, and they think they know it all, and they are dead wrong. Okay? So, touching bases on what I just went over with you is, if you're married, you can get married to a man, a woman, whatever sex you are. You can get married to the opposite sex. That's totally up to you. And, you must realize that your life is going to be intruded. The other person must realize that they are going to be put under a microscope because they are going to try to figure out whether or not this is straight out of love or out of an exchange of some money for to fix a problem. And you must realize that if you are just being on the up and up, you still are going to be put on a microscope. I can't emphasize that over and over again, how much immigration, their officers, of course, and they're going to make sure that they do their job. So get your relief from places like Catholic Charities, and I'm going to go over charities on my next video. Once again, this is a lead up to a book that I'm going to publish soon. So I'd like a lot of you who have viewed my videos to keep passing it on, and hopefully the word will get out there, and hopefully a lot of people who are even who are incarcerated, they will get some sort of relief, and they will not be sent back to a country that they can't even basically survive in, or they'll be persecuted. And that's what I'm hoping that these videos and my book will do, to stop the breakup of families, the destruction of people's lives. People are being sent back to their countries, and they have no hope. They have no recourse. They're doomed. And they do have relief. They do have a way of getting out of the situation that they are in. Getting out of immigration is no cakewalk. As I said to you in my first video, when I got out of immigration, there's 1,600 people in the institution where I was, and they all stood out in their yard and waved at that bus. Why do you think they did that? Huh? Because it's unheard of from anybody escaping the guillotine of immigration. They do one thing and one thing only, which is deport you. Okay? So hopefully I'm helping people out there who need help. Hopefully I'll be a staple in getting a lot of people who are even deported for the questions to start to be asked and to be answered, so that they can come back home, or they can not leave the country and leave their families and be in a position where they have to find some illegal ways or means to come back to this country just to see their kids. God bless you.